news tonight. Tinubu approves new air assets proposed to counter insurgency operations. Federal government, states, local governments share 1.681 trillion naira April 2025 revenue. Plus, JAM Southeast senators expressed displeasure over exam glitch, warned against reoccurrence. Good evening and a very warm welcome. This is the World News on River State Television. Double to here in Port Harcourt. My name is Ibigoni Kalio. Properties worth millions of naira was today destroyed at the North Pet Filling Station gas plant located opposite Air Force Base along Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway. Godspur annually reports that effect from the explosion rendered some people helpless as most of the valuables were consumed by the ravaging inferno.
Just at 9:15 in the morning of 16th May 2025, when gas plant belonging to North Pet Filling Station located at Romomasi opposite the Air Force Base and shares common fence with a notable supermarket and the Salvation Ministry along Lord Emmanuel Drive off Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway, exploded, destroying property worth millions of naira and leaving casualties homeless. On arrival at the scene of inferno, I observed that the section of the gas plant was completely burnt down, while the petrol filling station pumps were not affected, following the wind direction as at the time, while parts of structures of Salvation Ministries and a bar vertically opposite the church were badly affected, as well as more than 8 vehicles parked along the Lord Emmanuel Drive were burnt down beyond repair. Eyewitness account says no life was lost. Rather, human casualties who are receiving medical treatments at an undisclosed hospital were recorded, while thanking God as the pressure did not go beyond that, but made some suggestions to avoid future occurrence.
This morning by 9:30, I was just walking by Stadium Road, so as I'm approaching Air Force, we had a large explosion, so everybody started running. The flame was not something to write home about. The flame was much, and no actual life is lost. We've not confirmed because I was present at the scene. No, I can tell you that no life is lost.
Now, it have affected the cars around. Almost over 13 cars here have been burnt, and I heard that they lost like 2 persons in the filling station. For God so kind that he did not explode the filling station. If he could have exploded the filling station, he could have burned the whole of this area. The man that owns this filling station was not supposed to put a filling station in a residential area.
It was massive. You can see about 10 cars destroyed, properties. If you look as far as this church, Salvation Ministry, so it's not a good sight. And I think no one should experience this.
To me, what I would say government should do is to relocate filling stations from residential areas to industrial areas. More especially, it should be on the express highway of a truth. What we see today is God. It's only God that did it.
People, you can see the transport company, you can see the churches, Salvation Ministry, you can see some buildings around. The losses there is the properties, the cars, lost their money. Owner of this station should pay the owner of the vehicles back and pay the damage, and see how he can be able to see the owner of the church and the buildings and see how he can be able to pay them some, and those that are in hospital to be able to pay their hospital bills.
These 2 men, Fidelis Uzebule and Emmanuel Egu, are motorists who parked their vehicles on the street to have refreshment before the sudden gas explosion that burnt their vehicles beyond repair. They narrated their ordeals this way.
I'm using this car for a boat. So this morning I just come to eat here The next thing I see fire here, boom. Motor, we started. I'm trying to come and rescue carry the motor, but the fire was too much. So everybody, I need to find my way first. So all my documents, both my land documents and my NEPA bill and everything, this inside. You see? So I'm just from NEPA office because my annoyance is that the NEPA even give me a bill of 25,000 naira today. I'm pleading to government to come to my aid, and also the director of the NOPET to know that this is the only thing that I use. I'm not doing anything.
Before I have motor like this, I suffered. This motor that I used to feed my family. One of the police stations to get me another vehicle to use and feed my family. And everything that I have, is inside this motor. And my woman is pregnant.
God's Power Anele, Rstv News.
The University of Cross River State, Unicross Calabar Port Harcourt Study Center held its first matriculation ceremony in Port Harcourt, River State. The Director of Postgraduate School, University of Cross River, Victor Ndifon, charged the students to ensure they obey the school rules and regulations. Nduwaji reports that more than 50 students participated in the ceremony.
Mr. Ndifon explained that the University of Cross River State is one among the best universities in the country with high academic standards. He said the university, formerly known as Cross River State University of Technology (CRUTEC), resulted from merger from 3 higher institutions, which includes the Polytechnic of Calabar, the College of Education, and Ibrahim Babangida College of Agriculture, and was later renamed in February 2021 as Unicross. Ndifon further noted that the change of the tertiary institution's name was to enable the university function as a conventional university, which provides the opportunity to offer more professional courses rather than focusing on tech-related courses.
You come there to gain knowledge, to grow into different professions for the benefit of society. We expect you to develop the different characteristics that will make you qualified for eventually in the 4 or 5 years of your stay to come out as citizens of this country.
Administering the oath of conduct to the matriculants, the Director, Center for Educational Services, Unicross, Nsed Akunja, and Director, Port Harcourt Study Center, Kenneth Ebuhe, explained that the University of Cross River State was ranked 7th in the last ranking of the universities in Nigeria, emerging as first in the South-South region. According to them, the Unicross Study Center in Port Harcourt have a team of qualified lecturers with proven integrity and academic discipline with contemporary approach to studies, while charging the newly admitted students to take their studies seriously, as the school operates zero tolerance for illegality. Hence, anyone found wanting will be shown the way out.
We are lucky to inform all of you that this center has proven all doubts we had. It was a really humble beginning. It is a center established by law by the Senate of the University of Cross River State.
A matric ceremony is to officially welcome and admit students into a university. So this ceremony is also a form of an awareness that a school like this is existing here in Port Harcourt, that we have arranged study centers for. I will encourage them to know that the journey of 1,000 miles, the journey of 1,000 miles will begin with just a step. And to be a real student, there should be no haste in getting papers. To pass through a university is a refining process. Those who are well educated, who are exposed to knowledge, are better civilized individuals in society.
Students interviewed expressed delight for the successful entrance and promised to make the school and the nation at large proud.
My promise is that I'm going to make the school proud and also the society.
I feel so excited. I'm happy for a gracious day like this in my life as a student of Unicross.
Today is a good day and I appreciate God for it.
The University of Cross River State, Calabar, Port Harcourt Study Center was established with the approval of the National Universities Commission to reach out to prospective students outside Cross River State with major programs and courses fully accredited up to PhD level. Ndun Ajie, Rstv News.
The Southeast Senate Caucus has expressed a deep dissatisfaction over what it described as a curious and highly suspicious technical glitch that disrupted the recent unified tertiary matriculation examination conducted by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, particularly affecting all centers across the Southeast and some in Lagos. In a strongly worded statement issued Saturday by the chairman of the caucus, Senator Naya Abaribe, the lawmakers raised concerns about what they suggested could be a deliberate attempt to undermine the future of the children from the region. The senators acknowledged the efforts made to address the situation, especially the rescheduling of the disrupted exams, and welcomed the public apology tendered by JAM and its registrar, Professor Bishop Lewin. However, they warned that such disruptions must never happen again. President Bola Tinubu has approved the acquisition of additional air assets to strengthen the fight against insurgency in the country. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, who disclosed this while briefing journalists in Abuja after a closed-door meeting with President and the defense chiefs, assured Nigerians that the military was committed to addressing the recent surge in insecurity. Musa also revealed that the additional equipment had already been procured to strengthen the fight against the terrorists. Tinubu gave this order while inducting the newly procured A109S Tracker helicopters tagged NAF 544 and NAF 545 into the order of battle of the Nigerian Air Force. The Independent National Electoral Commission has said 16 of the 19 registered political parties in the country beat the May 12 deadline to upload names of their candidates for the November governorship election on its portal. National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Mekum, in a statement said the list of the candidates and their running mates has been published at the state headquarters of the Commission, the 21 local government areas. He asked Nigerians to scrutinize the list as published and make necessary observation in accordance with the provisions of the Electoral Act. He added that those outside the state wish to be part of the process may have either traveled to the state capital or any of the 21 local government headquarters. Time to apply the brakes. Just before that, at least 21 dead after tornado storms move across central US. In sports, Real Madrid signed Bournemouth and Hussein for £50 million. Details of this and more when we return.
Discover today the World International Secondary School, Port Harcourt. It has a team of highly qualified teachers and sufficiently well-equipped modern science laboratories with respect to biology, chemistry, physics and other sciences. The world trains your child to be self-reliant in a competitive world with the introduction of a modern home economics laboratory, a bakery and a well-equipped introductory technology workshop. The academic environment at the World International Secondary School is simply wonderful, with the availability of such facilities as a standby electricity generator, a well-treated water borehole, a sick bay, a fully stocked library, and games facilities. Your child obtains a fully rounded education at the World International Secondary School. The students are abreast of modern trends in information technology.
security is guaranteed, and you are assured of the safety of your child. Bring your child to the World International Secondary School today, and you will be sure you are leaving him in the hands of God-fearing people. Admission is strictly on merit. For further details, contact the admissions officer, the World International Secondary School, Kilometer 16, Port Harcourt Aba Expressway, near LMA Junction, Port Harcourt.
Na for tete they don dey put spices inside food because of the aroma and better wey e dey do for body. But una need plenty space to keep all your spices if you must to enjoy the better inside there. Now, Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube don land with all your rich spices wey you love inside one cube. Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube. Spice mix exactly the way you like am. Dey available for seasoning cube. Try am today.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back. A total sum of 1.681 trillion naira being April 2025 Federation account revenue has been shared to the federal government, states and local government councils. According to a statement released by Federation Account Allocation Committee spokesperson Bawa Mokwa, revenue was shared at the May 2025 FACT meeting held in Abuja. According to Mokwa, the 1.681 trillion total distributable revenue comprised the distributable statutory revenue of 962.882 billion naira, distributable value-added tax revenue of 598.00077 billion naira, electronic money transfer levy revenue of 38.862 billion naira, an exchange difference of 81.407 billion naira. A communique issued by the Federation Account Allocation Committee indicated that total gross revenue of 2.848721 trillion naira is available in the month of April 2025. Total deduction for costs of election was 101.051 billion naira, while total transfers, interventions, refunds, and savings was 1066.442 billion naira. Now, in a move to protect the environment, improve public health, and reduce public nuisance across the Borno State, Governor Babagana Zulum has signed 2 executive orders aimed at addressing these critical concerns. The first executive order prohibits the indiscriminate felling of trees, while the second mandates a monthly statewide sanitation exercise. At a brief event at the Government House, Governor Zulum noted that the measures were taken in response to the alarming levels of environmental abuse, particularly the unchecking felling of trees. In the same vein, the governor also signed an executive order granting additional powers to the sanitation court and declaring the monthly sanitation exercise mandatory. He said first offenders shall be punished with sentences not exceeding 2 years, imprisonment and a fine of 100,000 naira for violating the sanitation order. The Transmission Company of Nigeria says work has started to erect 3 towers that collapsed along the 330 kV Kainji burning heavy transmission line on Wednesday. In a statement on Saturday, the General Manager of Public Affairs at the TCN, Ndidi Mba, said the collapse was caused by a heavy wind that felled towers of approximately 5:35 p.m. She stated that the TCN has mobilized 3 separate contractors to the site, each assigned to handle the construction of 1 tower. According to her, the strategic deployment aims to accelerate the restoration process and minimize the downtime on the line. The TCN, in the meantime, said that efforts have been made to cushion the impact of the disruption in bulk power supply to Kaduna Disco, which affects some of its customers. To business now, where the Naira wrapped up the trading week on a positive trajectory at the official foreign exchange market. The local currency appreciated to 1.598.72 Naira against the US dollar, marking a modest gain that underscores ongoing efforts to stabilize the currency. According to data published on the Central Bank of Nigeria's official website, the Naira gained 0.60 kobo against the dollar on Friday. This represents a 0.03% appreciation from the 1,599.32 recorded at the close of trading on Friday. Now, at least 21 people are reported to have died after tornadoes tore through parts of 2 U.S. states. Officials in Kentucky said there had been 14 deaths due to severe weather conditions, while 7 people were killed in Missouri, including in the city of St. Louis. The Kentucky tornado struck in Laurel County in the southeast of that state in the early hours of Saturday. Missouri officials said 5,000 buildings were damaged, roofs destroyed, and power lines knocked down as the tornado struck. A curfew was imposed in the 2 areas where most of the damage took place to prevent injuries from debris and reduce the potential for looting. To sports now we go, where Real Madrid has signed the Spain defender Dean Hussein from Bournemouth on Saturday after agreeing to pay his £59 million release fee. The 20-year-old centre-back has impressed in his 1 season in the Premier League after joining Cherries from Juventus in 2024 for £12.8 million. Hussein will be available for Real Madrid, the Club World Cup in the United States this summer, with the first game against Al Hilal on June 18 in Miami. The defender, born in the Netherlands, moved with his family to Spain age 5 and played in Malaga's youth academy. Madrid moved quickly to sign the defender amid interest from several Premier League clubs for the Spain international. You love and care about Rivers State and our peace. Let's build and take her to greater heights. It's a task we must accomplish. To end the news, let's take a recap of some of the major stories. President Bola Tinubu has approved the acquisition of additional air assets to strengthen the fight against insurgency in the country. The Federation Account Allocation Committee has shared a total of 1.681 trillion naira of revenue generated in April 2025 with the federal government, 36 states, and 774 local government councils across the country. We had also reported the Southeast Senate caucus has expressed a deep dissatisfaction over the technical glitch that disrupted the recent unified tertiary matriculation examination conducted by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, particularly affecting all centers across the Southeast and some in Lagos. That's how we capture the world and the lenses of Double Two. Thank you for your time as well as your company. Once again, good evening and have a beautiful